Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Azelya Odria and today I'm going to explain about determining competitive business. But before we go there, actually what is competitive? So the meaning of competitive is the ability of a business to deliver value to consumer than competitors. In here we can see some example of some products or maybe firms that they have their own uniqueness to get the attention from the society. So, business strategy is a key question of business to know how to determine the competitive segment. We can see there's three key challenges of business strategy. The first is values, and the second is capability, and the third is opportunities. And the important things of we discuss today is valuable position. About the valuable position, we can see in here there's a generic competitive position. This is the branch of the valuable position itself. There's four ideal types of industry or market segment that we can see. The first is cost leadership strategy, second is differentiation, the third is low cost, and the last one is niche strategy. The first generic competitive position is cost leadership. So we can see this in here there is cost leadership that they always keeping costs lower than the other competitors. We can see the example in here there's McDonald's and Walmart. In McDonald's, we can see that they have their own standardization of their products to give sales to the consumer, but the quality is still good. And the strategic that they approach, the first is engage in cost cutting, the second is build market share to gain greater economy of scale. The second is about differentiation strategy. In here, there's a higher consumer willingness to pay price with high because to get their uniqueness features, high quality of their products and services, and their prestige. And we can see the example of BMW car and Apple brands that they have their own uniqueness features of their products that there is not in another brand. So the strategy that they approach is the first is create brand through advertising and develop innovative capability. For the third of generic competitive position is low cost strategy. So this is they keeping costs lower than those competitors in narrow segment of the market. So actually it almost same with the cost leadership, but in here the low cost strategy that is used often as an entry strategy by foreign firms and new ventures into advanced markets. In here we can see the example of their brands of low cost strategy. There's Kia and generic drug manufacturer. And the strategy that they approach is delivery by dividing market. So the last one is niche strategy. In here we can see that they targeting a small often premium segment of the market. The example of this strategy is like brands Porsche, Tiffany's, and boutiques consultants. In Porsche we can see that there less products for their car and just some people that can pay willingness with higher price that buy them products. And one of their strategic approach is build brand royalty like the quality for well known about how good that product in society. And the last one is integrated strategy. This is about the best of both worlds that is offering differentiated products at low cost. The example of this brand is Toyota. Because Toyota is still give the goods products but still at the low cost of their outcomes. But until now, there's no brands that is perfectly could be used that through strategic of methods because it difficult and have to be careful. For the strategy toolkits, we can see from the course there's a business case about automobiles in 2002. In verticals and horizontal, we can see there's a sportiness and average vehicle cost. And the orange ones is about the numbers of models. We can see there's 5 brands of cars, but there's in the highest and the lowest and in the middle. In here we can see that if the sportiness like the uniqueness of the some brands, the average vehicle cost is much more higher than the sportiness is less, like the Kia one. And in the middle, even that they still have the sportiness, but the cost that they get is still in the middle too. But we can see that if the highest of the brands of models is much more less than the lower products. But different from Toyota and Ford, because the sportiness that is in the middle and the average cost also in the middle, so the number of model is the highest than the others brands, because they still get the uniqueness, but their standard of the cost that will be the attention of consumer in the society. That's why they choose of that brands and that models. So the conclusion is there's no defined of strategy in the competitive strategy, because the trial and error to kind of map up some differences criteria, and that is our help for start to differentiate and understand better the firms in that particular industry and products. And also you can try different things that you will arrive on different configuration of criteria that will give you a strategy map that can be really useful. So as a seller, we have to try anything that about criteria of some products and see about the differences and our product to get their advantage to us, to know that our product is actually have the values too, and there's nothing is get right and wrong about the answer, because we still try to know and how to get about that strategy, and that is our main in here. Thank you for your attention, and I'm sorry if there are any mistake that I've explained in here, and I hope it can increase our knowledge. Wassalamualaikum.